let's add a custom full armor effect to our Minecraft mod. 121 Minecraft modding course is available down below, with over 11 hours of content covering everything from the basics all the way to block entities and custom mobs. Right. We find ourselves back in Intelligent once more. You thought I was gonna go fast, right? No, not this time. Not today. Anyway, we do find ourselves back in Intelligent once more, and in this tutorial, yes, we're going to be adding a full armor effect, basically meaning if I have my full bismuth armor set on, then I will get one or even multiple effects added to my player. For this, we only need to add one Java class. Now for this, in this case, I will actually copy over the class, will fix any errors that might occur, and then I go through the entire class and explain every single line basically. So in the item custom package, we're going to add the ModArmorItem. This is of course, as always, available to you down below in the GitHub repository, and we can basically take a look. There are no errors present. That is absolutely amazing. If you, of course, have a different name for your armor materials class or your armor material, then you have to change this here. And in the map, this is actually where we're going to start. This is the map material to effect map, basically mapping a specific armor material over here, in our case, the bismuth armor material, to a list of mob effect instances. And the idea is that if you have this full armor material on, right, so the entire bismuth set, so to speak, then you're going to get both a jump as well as a glowing effect added to your character. Really freaking cool. And the question is now, okay, how does this, how can we maybe, add more things to it? Well, this is just a list.of over here. So in theory, what you can just do is you can just add another mob effect instance, right? Maybe not glowing. Maybe you want to add, I don't even know, damage boost or something like that. That, of course, works. This also works the inverse, only having one over here, because that's still a list of mob effect instances, so we're pretty much good to go. Now, we're going to just keep it at the 2 that we have already, and that is going to be fine. Then the next question might be, well, how do we then add another one, right? I actually have 3 or 8 different armor materials. Well, once again, very straightforward. We just add another put call over here, because this is simply a map builder, so there's nothing like really spectacular going on right here. That is the idea. Of course, here then you would have to change it to the, different material over here and then change the different mob effects. But the general idea still remains the same. Now, we don't want to undo that, but that is the idea at the top here. Very straightforward Java, nothing too crazy. It's just a map over here where we put in, well, a different holder of an armor material and then a list of mob effect instances that we're going to apply. With that, the first method that is very important is the inventory tick method. This method is called every tick, basically, so once every, or 20 times a second, actually, when we have an item stack in our side of our inventory that is of the type ModArmorItem. And this basically checks, hey, is the entity of which inventory we are in, right, this particular item stack, is this a player? If it is, we're casting it to a player. We're also asking, hey, are we on the server? Note the exclamation mark right here, right? So we're not on the client side, right? Exclamation mark, very important. And then we're also asking, has the player a full suit of armor on? And this method is the first custom method. So let's take a look at it. It's at the very bottom over here. We're basically simply getting all of the armor slots, right? All of the item stacks inside of the armor of the player. So we're getting the boots, the leggings, the chestplate, the helmet. We are getting the armor, slot 0, 1, 2, and 3. And the idea is that if all of those are not empty, then we know that we have a full suit of armor on. We don't know what type it is, right? We don't know what material it is, none of that. However, we just want to know, are all of these slots actually filled, right? Are all of them filled with any sort of item? So that is the first step. And if that is the case, then we're going to actually evaluate the armor effects. To evaluate those, well, we're going to make a for loop of map entries over here. What does that mean? Well, we're basically simply looping through this entire map. In our case, obviously, it only has one item that was put in there. However, that's fine. We could have multiple, and therefore that is why this is basically generified, right? It's sort of generic, quote unquote, in the sense that you could add multiple over here and it would just work with that. We're getting the armor effect as well as the effect instance, right? The list of this. And then we can actually ask, okay, does the player actually have the correct armor on? Because, well, wait a second, we have to think that, sure, here we're checking for the full suit of armor, so we're checking if all of the slots are filled, but they can be filled with a pumpkin, an elytra, and then, I don't even know, like iron leggings and like leather boots. Obviously, that is ridiculous, and that should not get you anything. I mean, maybe it would, but, in this case, it's not going to get you anything. So we're going to evaluate the armor effects and saying, hey, has the correct armor on? And we're asking first and foremost if all of the slots are filled with armor items. And if one of them is not filled with an armor item, basically, like I said, a pumpkin or an elytra, then we're immediately going to return a false, because if we wanted to cast it afterwards, well, that would throw an error, right? Because it's not an armor item, then we can't cast it. Therefore, we're immediately just saying, hi, we don't have a correct armor on, and we're good. So if we then are sure all of the items inside of our armor slots are actually armor items, then we're casting them, and we're then saying, hey, is the material of the boots the same as the material we're looking at right now? And if all of those are the same material, right, or the match the same material, in our case, let's say, for example, the bismuth armor material, then this is true, and we can finally add the effect to the player. Adding the effect to the player then also asks another question over here, and that is the has player effect. And the question we're basically sort of asking is that of all of the effects that we have in our list right here, does the player have all of them? And if one of them is missing, then we're actually adding all of the effects again, because, well, the idea is that it's going to add all of the effects, right? This is why we are using the or match method right here instead of using the any match method. That's a important difference in this case. If this is the case, then we're just looping through our entire list right here and then adding a new mob effect instance with, well, all of the things that we've defined, right? The effect, we're going to get the duration, the amplifier, whether or not it's ambient, and whether or not it's visible. The visible over here is most important for the particles that are not going to be shown, because I have put both of them on false. Highly recommended to do the same thing here, because, you know, seeing the particles does kind of break the illusion just a little bit. But basically, that is the entire ModArmorItem class. Hopefully somewhat understandable. The Java code of this, or the Java basics, nothing is really too crazy over here in this case. Of course, you know, some of the specifics might be not quite understood. The stream, you know, that might be a little bit more advanced. I will say that, because streams are usually a little bit of a different thing. But overall, very cool and very straightforward. This class, like I said, is available to you. And how can we now use this? Extremely easy. In the mod items class, we're simply going to change one of our different items over here to the mod armor item class. And that's it. I usually change the helmet. The chestplate and the boots also kind of make sense, and for some reason, just sort of as a vibe, the leggings just don't make sense to me, changing them to the mod armor item. But you could, of course, do that. You could also change all of them, but it is not necessary. It's definitely not necessary. One limitation that's also quite important is that this only works with your custom armor materials, because one of the items of this material has to be of mod armor type, right? Of the mod armor item type. Otherwise, it's not going to work. But with this done, let's just jump in the game and see if it works. Alright, fans, we're back in Minecraft, and let's just put on the entire bismuth armor, and what you'll find is that I started glowing, and of course I also have a jump boost. Look at that. That is absolutely freaking fantastic. And of course, if I were to remove one of them, all of a sudden, they get removed as well, because I don't have a full armor set on of this correct type, basically. And if I put it on again, there we freaking go. That is a custom full armor effect added to Minecraft. Awesome. And there you have it, a full armor effect added to Minecraft. As I've said, the code is available down below in the GitHub repository. That's going to be it for this tutorial right here. Next time in this video, we'll add a horse armor. So don't pull that long face. Hope to see you there. So, yeah.